Now, a day after Israeli airstrikes in Qatar targeted Hamas leaders, Netanyahu defended the strike, threatened further action against Qatar. The Israeli Prime Minister said that Israel targeted Hamas leaders in Qatar, similar to how the US pursued Al-Qaeda after 9/11. Mincing no words, the Israeli Prime Minister warned Qatar to either expel Hamas leaders or bring them to justice.
The terrorist masterminds who committed the October 7th massacre. And we did so in Qatar, which gives safe haven. It harbors terrorists. It finances Hamas. It gives its terrorist chieftains sumptuous villas. It gives them everything. So we did exactly what America did when it went after the terrorists, the Al-Qaeda terrorists in Afghanistan, and after they went and killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan.
The statement comes even as Donald Trump reportedly told Netanyahu that his decision to target Hamas inside Qatar wasn't wise. The Wall Street Journal reported that Trump held a heated phone call with Netanyahu after his military targeted Hamas inside Qatar. Netanyahu told US President that he had a brief window to launch the airstrike and took the opportunity. A second call between the two leaders later that day was cordial, with Trump asking Netanyahu if the attack had been successful.
President Trump clashed with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a heated call after Israel launched a surprise attack against Hamas in Qatar. This, according to the Wall Street Journal. Trump, blindsided by the attack, called it unwise and warned that it undermined U.S.-backed ceasefire talks and relations with Qatar, a key mediator. Netanyahu defended his actions, saying that he only had a brief window to strike. Hamas says that all of its top leaders survived, but 6 members were killed. The strikes derailed negotiations and also angered Qatar, complicating President Trump's Middle East peace agenda, even as he continues to back Israel's campaign against Hamas.
Now, Hamas has said its top leaders survived the airstrike, but 5 members were killed, including the son of the exiled Gaza chief and top negotiator Khalil al-Hayya. Satellite photos from Planet Labs show the damage to structures to the south of Hamas compound in Doha that was targeted by Israeli forces. The photos show the buildings have been damaged but still standing. While Israel has not specified what it used to carry out the strike, it said precision-guided weapons were employed, meant to minimize collateral damage. In another development, an emergency United Nations Security Council meeting in response to Israel's strikes on Qatar has been postponed to Thursday at Doha's request. However, it is still unclear if Qatari Prime Minister will attend the session in person. Notably, Qatar has been hosting and mediating in negotiations which are trying to bring about a ceasefire in the war in Gaza. United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan arrived in Qatar in a show of solidarity after Israeli strikes. The Saudi Arabia Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is also expected to arrive in Doha.
We reject and condemn the Israeli authorities' aggressions in the region, most recently the brutal assault on the brotherly state of Qatar. This attack requires an Arab, Islamic, and international response to confront such aggression and to take international measures to stop the occupying power and deter its criminal practices aimed at destabilizing the security and stability of the region. We stand fully with the state of Qatar in whatever measures it takes, without limit, and we will dedicate all our capabilities to this cause.
In the latest sign of unhappiness with the Israeli government, Canada said it is evaluating its ties with Israel after the attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar. Canada's foreign minister reiterated that Canada considered the attack to be unacceptable, especially given Qatari attempts to facilitate peace in West Asia.
At the same time, we are evaluating the relationship with Israel. Of course, the attack yesterday on Qatar was one that was unacceptable. It was a violation of Qatari airspace. There were deaths on the ground at a time when Qatar was trying to facilitate peace. And so there are many moving pieces in the Middle East right now. And at the rock bottom, Canada's position is that we need to work for peace in the Middle East, and we need to address the humanitarian situation in Gaza.
Now, the strike on the territory of a U.S. ally marks a dramatic escalation in the region and risks upending talks aimed at ending the war and freeing the hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. In another dramatic escalation, Israel launched another round of heavy airstrikes in Yemen on Wednesday. The Houthi-run health ministry said the strikes killed at least 35 people and wounded more than 130 others. Military headquarters and a fuel station were among the sites hit by the Israeli forces. The strikes are the latest in more than a year of strikes and counter-strikes between Israel and Houthi rebels in Yemen, and comes days after Houthi rebels carried out a drone attack that struck an Israeli airport. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.